Tastes like a haze. I think it's from Canadian wildfires, maybe? Should just go back. I don't really need. Go behind the granary here. I checked out the DGX, which is a Dollar General store. I don't know what the X stands for, but it looks like a commissary. They have good prices on shampoo and Tylenol. So I know that I need shampoo soon, so I actually picked up 2 bottles of Suave. Many moons ago, I could get it for $1.99. This was like $2.25, $2.50, $2.75. I kind of forget, but I'll deal with it. It's fine. There are different prices all the time. That seems to be a good price for now. And I got Tylenol extra strength. I'm doing okay on Tylenol, but the price here is about $2 less than in Center City. So I was like, let me get it now, because every once in a while I go through stages or phases when I have a headache almost every day. So, and when that happens, I need the Tylenol. Also, when I do overnights for people, sometimes it's hard for me to get to sleep, and I need the Tylenol to help me not lay there just staring at the walls. Extra strength, quick release. Are we going for Baldwin? It's a neat car there. It's Toyota. Rose Tattoo Cafe. This cafe, it's one of these little restaurants. When I first moved here, I had a job and at 401 North Broad. That company is no longer in that particular building. And I would walk past the Rose Tattoo every day. It didn't look like this. It has a newer paint job, although it's been like this for a few years. Actually looks prettier than it did. And as I recall, was it even open back then? And then it opened all of a sudden, and then it closed. It goes back and forth between open and closed. I don't even know if it's open now. We'll go this way. We're behind the library, the parking lot, the royal blue wall. So it can seem police-ish because of the paint. It's a municipal parking lot. Richard Laser, executive director. Laser? It's good to know. Actually, it's good to know. That's the library there. I have a members only. I'm sorry for regular viewers. I'm testing out the members only just because I qualified to finally put members on there. And I was like, let me try it and just have it there. I don't do tons of videos for that section, and some videos I grabbed from an old channel of mine. Anyway, but what I have from the library is the 4th floor room that faces the patio. It has a big like window wall, if you will, wall of windows or French doors-ish kind of. And if they were unlocked and there was an event going on, you could walk out onto this huge patio, whatever you want to call it, promenade or something, and that promenade looks out over the city from this building here. It's pretty neat. They even have shrubbery up there and all kinds of stuff. So anyway, that's on there. It's kind of awesome to walk from the north side of Philadelphia and come down because you can really see the buildings from this angle. And a lot of people live up in this area and they get to look at the city from like, you know, a stadium seat, if you will. It can feel like that, I guess. They say the best seat in the house is if you were to live at the Parkway House, which is next door to Whole Foods on 22nd and Pennsylvania Avenue, or Hamilton. So Hamilton runs into Pennsylvania Avenue. at 22nd Street. And anyway, that building's been there forever. I have no idea what it's like to actually live there, but if you lived in an apartment, they're still apartments, so it's not even like condos. If you lived there, you could go out on your balcony and look out over the city, and at night, you know, what a beautiful sight. And you're not in the muck. Sometimes being right in the city is a little bit of a wreckage. Anyway, I'm sure it's still apartments. What's interesting is I lived in 2601 Pennsylvania way back when I first moved here. It was kind of like a safe situation. I didn't know where to move. I didn't know the city. That sort of came up as an option. It was next door to a building where my editor, or an old editor of mine, lived, the Philadelphian. And oddly, you know, back then it was only like $5.95 per month or $5.45. So it was a good deal. It was a tiny studio. Those apartments, though, in 2003 would turn condo. I had just gone freelance. I had a good contract, kind of, but I was worried that it wouldn't look like stable income. Right. In retrospect, I think it would have been okay. I could have purchased it because they were selling them at reduced cost to whomever was already living in the units. The flip side is it was such a small studio. We're talking really small. And I was like, I wasn't sure if it was worth even trying. Also, I didn't know if I would be approved because of, you know, the amount of income versus bills, you know, paying off other things, education-wise, and so forth and so on. And I was sort of also in the mindset of being sort of like angry at the man for coming along and creating and doing a condo conversion. Like, who's coming in here converting condos? The weird part is I would move to a new apartment in the neighborhood area, just behind the Historical Society of Philadelphia on 12th Street, just south of Locust. And very, you know, I was in what you would consider a row home or townhome that's converted to apartments. It belonged to Chancellor Properties. Lo and behold, someone wanted to convert that specific property to condos. Very unlikely. I'm still surprised that it's considered a condo little building. It's just old school row home, basically, that has like a mansionish look to it from the outside. They went condo. Get this, my mom was living in Jacksonville, Florida, and she was living in an apartment complex. It was kind of like nestled along a little river. And it was kind of affordable for her. She didn't have a lot of money. They went condo. And it was too timed. Like, it was too timely for the past